Today I fucked up by asking where the condoms were. So this actually happened today. I was up early this morning and decided to go to my local 24 hours discount supercenter. You know the one, the mart that has walls. Anyway, I went to pick up a couple items and of course ended up getting more items than intended. On a whim I decided to get a box of condoms. I had read on Reddit about this one brand that was pretty good, and apparently the brand I had always used in the past were shit. I perused the health and beauty as well as the pharmacy area for about 30 minutes. I can never find shit in these stores and knew it was somewhere in one of these sections. Now I've been married for quite some time and we don't use condoms anymore. This was more for curiosity's sakes. I'm not really shy, but I knew I was going to have to ask someone where the condoms were and suddenly felt like a 16-year-old boy. I had walked past a lady probably in her early to mid-40s about a dozen times at this point and figured what the hell. So I walk over to her and apologize for having to ask, but where are the condoms located? She immediately responds with a bit of a lisp and points to her ears. She then says, "Can you write it down?" At this point I just wanted to walk away, but I knew this would appear rude, so I reluctantly write down condoms. She goes, smiles and starts walking down the aisle as if she knows exactly where they were. Relieved I follow along. He then stops, looks at me, and says, "For shaving?" and makes a hand gesture for shaving your face. Again I'm ready to bail, but she continues walking to another aisle to another associate. There were a couple other customers in the aisle with the employee. This woman decides to take her piece of cardboard with condoms written on it and display it like a limo driver at an airport looking for passengers. I was mortified. Everyone is looking at me. Thankfully associate number 2 says, "Oh, they're right here," and goes to the next aisle. They only had one brand and it wasn't the one I was looking for. Mission failed. Too long, didn't read. Sex said skip to generation. You mean you don't use your condoms for shaving? That's what the lube's for. I think the real question here is, what is this magical brand of condoms that inspired this story? Crown the closest thing to nothing at all. I've always been a Trojan man. Apparently they are thicker than most. If it makes you feel better, I doubt they gave half a damn what you were buying as long as you weren't a butthole about it. I was a retail employee for almost 10 years and the only time I cared that a guy asked where the condoms were was the time he decided to use it as an opening to flirt with my married, pregnant butt. It was less about the embarrassment of asking a single employee and more the large cardboard with condoms written on it being shown to a young family shopping for Tylenol for their young child. Felt like the poster boy for /r//e have sex, degrees. The ASL sign condom is done by holding up the non-dominant index finger as if representing a banana, and then sliding the hook of your dominant X hand down the length of the banana. Come again. Next time ask at the pharmacy counter for the family planning section. That is what the section is called and might not be as embarrassing as asking for condoms. Why would my shaving tools be in the family planning section? Today I fucked up by simply walking into Mordor. This actually happened quite a few years ago, back when they were filming Mordor scenes from The Lord of the Rings in Tongariro National Park, New Zealand. I happened to be on vacation in New Zealand. Being a massive Lord of the Rings fan, I've decided to go check it out, but instead of just looking from where I was allowed like a normal person, I put a reflector vest on and simply walked in. For about 10 minutes I strolled around set like I belonged there and no one questioned me. I said a casual hi to TGE actor who plays Legolas when I walked past him, but just as I was getting ready to leave, a security guard asked to see my badge. I told him I dropped it and was trying to find it. He then asked me if I could describe their badges and I responded by bolting. I made it about 10 feet before I got tackled and a rock left a massive slice from the middle of my forearm to the elbow. After which, instead of getting taken to Isengard, I got taken to the hospital for stitches, then a holding cell for the night. Fortunately they were nice enough not to press charges. TL, doctor. Simply walked into Mordor during filming. Got tackled by security. Edit. I wrote this early in the morning and couldn't remember Orlando Bloom's name. Lesson learned: if you're going to sneak into an area you don't belong dressed as a worker, make sure to take note of what the badges look like and bring a clipboard. One does not simply walk out of Mordor. Damn it, I wish I used this in my post. One does not simply walk into Mordor_ without an ID_. I'm an extra that got tagged by the office to wander about as a security test. Looks at watch. I was only out here for about 10 minutes, but I got to say hi to a few of the main cast. No idea how they are going to score you guys on this, but I was told to track my time and have you radio your head of security when I was found. If you need any more information, I'll be in the lounge. I didn't think this was going to go this way. Nice title. I'd never really thought about the line being what I did, and then a buddy of mine said it yesterday and I put 2 and 2 together and was like, well, actually. Today I fucked up by blowing on my cat's butthole. This happened a few hours ago and I've been in a state of shock and disgust ever since. Okay, so I had just finished reading Harry Potter and the Cursed Child when my cat jumped onto my bed and greets me. So I start petting her and she climbs on me and starts purring and kneading me when she turns around and presents me with her anus, tail held high and proud. I had heard that this, in cat language, was like a handshake and meant she wanted me to sniff her butthole in greeting. Well, that wasn't going to happen, and I had remembered reading on Reddit that if you lightly blow on your cat's booty hole this could simulate you sniffing it. So I did. Bad idea. He proceeded to spray liquid shit directly onto my face. I had remembered reading on Reddit that if you lightly blow on your cat's butthole this could simulate you sniffing it. Reddit's LPT gets you through the shit in your life. #true story. Wine glass. It may not have been shit. Male and female cats have a gland in their anus that emits a fucking putrid smelling substance. I think it is when something startles them or they are really scared. It's supposed to be off-putting so that any potential predator would either A, stop chasing the cat, or B, be so put off by the smell that they do not attempt to catch the cat. I have been anal glanded in the face before and called the vet thinking that something had to be wrong with my cat, being as this smelled absolutely awful. I was then told about the gland. Cat/skunk. Apparently interchangeable. Please deliver, op. Not the picture we deserve, but the picture we need. Is this a convoluted metaphor for the cursed child? You were presented with something, you curiously went in for a peek and it sprayed liquid shit in your face. How many of you just blew on your cat's asshole just now? All the kinky people reading this.